Hello and welcome back to Phantom Fridays, where we check out all the bunch of fanfics that are not My Little Pony centric. Why? Because sometimes even I need a break from my girls. So, after spending about a couple of rounds with some most awesome and two really great fanfics, we probably need a good little break. So, I decided to find one that looks. That's right. We are going to check up on Vegeta and Bulma in this little fic entitled Quality Time by Sweet Baboo. So join us, won't you, as we here at Treeberry Memorial Library presents Quality Time. Quality Time by Sweet Baboo. Vegeta stretched languidly in his bed after spending quality time with his wife, Bulma. She was sleeping peacefully, curled up against his chest with a satisfied cat-like grin on her face. No matter how many times they thought, making up always was worth it. He reached over to touch her smooth cheek. Even after 15 years of marriage, she was still as beautiful as ever. He smiled to himself. If Bulma ever found out how he felt about her, he would never hear the end of it. Of all the females in the galaxy, it was just his luck to find a mate who was as vain and stubborn as he was. Papa! A little girl's voice called out from the other side of the room. Vegeta whipped his head over to the doorway, surprised to find his daughter standing there. 5-year-old Bra was holding her favorite teddy bear in one arm and had an index finger in her mouth, looking at her father questioningly. He sat up, careful not to disturb Bulma.
Bra, what are you doing here? You are supposed to be asleep.
She walked over to him and climbed onto his lap, much to his chagrin. For some absurd reason, he could never say no to his daughter. Bra had inherited her mother's uncanny ability to have a hold of his heartstrings. I can't sleep. Tell me a bedtime story. Vegeta looked at her in horror. Bulma was always the one who called her brats. The Prince of all Saiyajins did not tell bedtime stories.
Go back to bed, he grunted. I don't tell bedtime stories.
Please. Bra petitioned sweetly, looking up at him with those big blue eyes. Vegeta reluctantly felt the ice around his heart begin to melt. Damn! The proud heir to the throne of Vegeta's Sai, reduced to nothing by a little girl. He didn't even have to try.
Does you want your mother to tell you a story?
Bra shook her head. Mama always tells me stories. I want you to tell me this time.
Okay. Let's see. How does that woman begin? Oh yeah. Once upon a time, there were 3 little bears that lived in a shoe, and the youngest bear said, "My, what big eyes you have."
Papa, that's not right, Bra protested.
I don't know any stories.
Tell me how you met Mama. Vegeta's cheeks turned pink.
Are you sure you don't want your mama to?
You promised, the cute little girl reminded him.
I'll tell you their story. It's about a prince and his princess.
I love fairy tales.
There was once a handsome, strong, and invincible piece of a warrior race who was the greatest fighter in the universe. He was feared and envied by everyone, except the beautiful princess, who thought that he was no better than the next person. She did not care that he was a royal prince from a superior race, or that he was the most powerful being in all the universe.
Was the prince as strong as you, Papa? Bra asked inquisitively.
Almost. Now, even though the princess was beautiful, she had this annoying habit of being loud and bossy all the time, which drove her prince crazy.
Vegeta stopped suddenly when he heard a faint but distinct noise, as if someone were grinding their teeth angrily. He looked at Bulma, who appeared to be fast asleep. He smirked evilly, deciding to have a little fun with her.
The princess was also a terrible cook, as she was always causing everyone to flee in terror. Even the strongest warrior could not stand to be in her presence whenever she got angry.
Brock giggled uncontrollably. The princess sounded just like Mama.
But one day, the prince hurt himself very badly. To his surprise, he woke up to find the princess had taken care of his wounds and stayed with him until he got better. That was when the prince began to care for the princess, and he knew she had begun to care for him as well. For the first time in life, he fell in love.
Did they live happily ever after? Vegeta smirked at her.
What do you think?
It
Everybody knows that fairy tales have happy endings. That was a good story, Papa. Thank you.
Bra replied, kissing him on the cheek. Vegeta just picked her up and brought her back to her own room, and watched over her until the little girl fell asleep. When he came back to his bed, Bulma was still sleeping. He slipped under the covers, trying not to wake her up. As he closed his eyes, he felt Bulma kiss his cheek lovingly, just as Bra had done.
What was that for?
He demanded.
That was being there for your daughter when she needed you. And just for being you.
I will never understand you humans.
Sometimes things don't always have to make sense,
she replied, running her fingers lightly over his rock-solid chest.
Whatever. Can I get some sleep now?
As you wish, my handsome, strong, and invincible prince.
Bulma quoted from the story he told Bra. She chuckled when he saw the embarrassed look on his husband's face, and had taken every ounce of self-control not to burst out laughing, as he pretended to be asleep.
You heard everything.
Bulma rested her chin on top of her hands as she rested on Vegeta's chest.
Everything,
she replied sickly.
It was just a stupid story. I only told it so that Bra would go back to bed. Didn't mean anything.
She let out a long-suffering and patient sigh. Heaven forbid that Vegeta would ever admit openly that he cared for his family. But at least he did care for them. He proved that time and time again with Future Trunks against Cell and during his fight with Majin Buu. In the end, did anything else matter?
Of course, Vegeta. Whatever you say. Good night.
She replied before nestling into the crook of his arm. Vegeta breathed a sigh of relief. Phew, that was a close one.
Oh, and one more thing.
Bulma said as she was about to fall asleep.
What now?
Since you were so good with Bra tonight, you wouldn't mind taking care of her while I'm away on that business trip next week with Trunks.
What? I will do no such thing! I am not a nursemaid!
Do you want that precious gravity of yours to keep working?
She asked sweetly.
You wouldn't dare.
Bulma just grinned evilly and went to sleep.
That will teach him to call me loud and bossy.
And that was the pick, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say? I love Vegeta and Bulma's dynamic. I just love their relationship. And if I have to be perfectly honest, I do love Goku to death. And I do love some of the moments he has with Gohan. But in terms of fanfics and in terms of writing or reading, I really prefer Vegeta's family over the Sun family. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I really love Vegeta, or maybe it's because Trunks is one of my favorite characters. Yeah, guess who was really looking forward to Trunks at DBZ Embrace? Me! Or maybe it's just that I really love Vegeta's dynamic with Bra, which is so gut-bustedly adorable. It makes me think of Derpy and Dinky. It's just sweet all around, and it's just something cute and adorable. So, yes, one of my favorite LTPs, Vegeta and Bulma. Complete with adorable Bra action. I need to drink it. Is this a letter? Oh my gosh. Trixie!
Yes?
Quick, get to the car. You are going on a trip.
Me?
Yes, you. We'll see you next time.